All right, Shalom, Kal Hala Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash, double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, who rule well, teach well with much diligence, peace, love, and salutation unto the hopeful elect kings and priests who are out there bringing out this word in sincerity and in truth, patiently waiting for the return of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai to come and to redeem us from the land of our captivity here in America, known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great, and likewise from around the rest of the world where Israel has been scattered as a whole. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters, Wazaquayim, who are out there patiently waiting for our big brother and the elect angels to show up and save us from this impending doomsday. All right, these missiles is about to fly. Hell on earth is about to happen, you know. And in this lesson, this morning, the wee hours of the morning, on this so-called holiday of the world, Christmas, which is the death of the anointed, which this world is celebrating right now. I have a lesson prepared entitled, He That Stealeth a Man and Selleth Him. Now, I want to share this clip that I came across from the Black X Monopoly. You had Nas come across, he was doing an interview. I'm not really too sure on what source it came from. The comments describe it, which we're going to come across. Can't remember the name. But he was reading how much our ancestors were sold for, how they got their marriage license and slavery, which we all know marriage license is the communion between a man and a woman having sex. There's no paper written, even though scriptures say do everything in writing. But according to this man's system, his marriage system and laws, statutes is all off. But Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. He that stealeth a man and selleth him. He that stealeth a man and selleth him. I have to change that title. Lord, I'll most likely change that title. But let's get into it. Because this man, he stole us. He still ain't been paid back for. He sold us.
And $30.
This man sold us into slavery. But let's get right into it before I continue to speak.
Received of Benjamin Franklin Little, $830, being in full for the purchase of a Negro slave named Pocahontas. They paid $830 for my great-great-great-grandma. I got more than that in my pocket right now.
Now, Nas, when Pocahontas was purchased by Benjamin Franklin Little, she was about 14 or 15 years old.
Wow, 15 years old.
Mm.
Wow. See, this is painful now. This is like, to see that, it's like, that hurts. Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find. Now
that... Uh-oh. We starting to put faces to names.
That is the Carlisle Plantation in Richmond, and that is Benjamin Franklin Little. Take a look at that guy. That is the white man who owned your ancestors.
This is the face my ancestors looked at every day.
Every day.
The eyes they looked at. Now I can see where they walked, what they saw.
Unfortunately, the house burned down in 1963, and today it's nothing but a forest. But Nas, we ask, you were going to say something, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just thinking about buying that land.
Oh, good. I was hoping you'd say it. In 1865, Calvin and Pocahontas walked off the Carlisle Plantation and began their new lives. Through court records, we discovered
we started to put fake
one way that they chose to use their newfound freedom.
The following persons wish to be recognized as man and wife and state that they have been living together as such before they were freed.
That is Calvin and Pocahontas' in effect, their marriage license.
That's amazing.
One way that they...
You know?
One way that they
So
chose to use their newfound freedom.
this is
We
what
start to
Jake
put faces to names.
was sold for.
That is the Carlisle Plantation in Richmond, and that is Benjamin
Plantation in
Franklin Little.
Richmond. See, these Edomite, you still see these some familiar faces today. They still have that same look. That same, look at it. Look at that same mean look. You
Now
know,
I can see where they
they
walked.
still have that same attitude. You know, they still out here killing you like it ain't nothing. You know, we're still slaves here. You know, but not like in that time. It was more rough and rugged. You know, we were sold. The scriptures say here, Esau, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Souls of men. In Revelations. Bring this out real quick. This is Revelations 18 and 13. I'm going to get to the point. And this is what all Esau was trading with the his merchandise, which is the gold, silver, all that, the purple, silk, all this stuff. Even souls of men, as the scriptures are going to say. Let's read it. Get to the point. I'm gonna jump real quick. This is Revelations 18 and 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Everything that America exports, right? At one time, they were exporting souls of men, slaves, on cargo slave ships. You know, shipping them to the Latin America, South America, North America, all around Americas and back to Europe. You know, that's why you tribes, northern tribes speak Spanish, Portuguese, and all that. You Southern Kingdom, myself speak English, because we were sold in bargain, put on auction box for money, man. Read it again. The merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Speaking about America's destruction, you know, because everybody profited off the slaves of America, you know, because we are a hardworking people. We built this bitch. That's why Jake is still complaining about reparations to this day. To this day, you know. So jumping down to verse 13, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. Slaves. And this is what the merchants is going to weep over. Still to this day, you have employees, because that's just a softer way of saying slaves. You still have jobs, travel jobs. You got to go here. You got to go there. I had one of those jobs before. You got to go to this place, go to that place, you know. But more rough and rugged during these times, you had no choice where you had to go. If they bought you and branded you, you had to be with that slave master. You had to have his name, you know. You had to talk like him, obey him, a percentage of crop. And, you know, man, it was rough for our people in this time, man. But let's read some of these comments from this guy, Ralph. Startling and humbling, bro. Thanks for sharing. You brothers can pause and read that. He just gives you the information where you can see the streaming. Great episodes, but we have to stop referring to the kidnappers, rapists, and murderers as our ancestors' masters, our owner. They were rapists, murderers, and kidnappers who were holding free people against their will. It's propaganda. They play on words, matter, food for thought. Now, she has a point, but these men are our oppressors. Scripture say who's captive, who's how's it written? Hold themselves not guilty. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Who's possessors? Let me see. Type that in. I believe it's in Zechariah. So damn, I spelled that hella wrong. Whose possessors? Let me type in hold themselves. Hold themselves. There it is. Zechariah Yahweh. I knew it was in Zechariah. I just didn't know what verse. Zechariah 11 and 4. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, my power. Feed the flock of the slaughter. whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. They got rich. You heard what this dude Nas said. I got $830 more of that in my pocket. But during that time, that was money. And in these subscriptions, look how much $830 from then is worth today. That he adjusts for inflation would be close to $30K today. Check this out. $830 in 1859 is worth $771 dollars and 10 cents today. So for one slave. So they were getting bank. They were getting rich in that time off the backs of our ancestors, man. So you don't think Esau is going to be judged for this, man? Scriptures say, he that selleth a man and he that stealeth a man. Let's get it. Exodus 21:16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. We were captured from the shores of Europe, different parts in Europe, mainly in the west and northern parts of Africa, man. You know, and brought over here against our will, right? Against our own will. We didn't, let me hop on this boat and go to a land where never mankind dwelt. No, you stole us from where we were inhabited from. When we fled Roman persecution, right? You knew who the Jews were, and you took advantage of us, man. And then you came over to the shores of America and raped, robbed, and murdered the native tribes and put them in slavery. Had them working in the minefields and digging up gold, you know, dying in the mine. You know, you stole us, man. We're here. It is. This is the native land, but you stole them and had them work and beat the shit out of them on their own land, you know, and then call it your land, man. You know, so you remove foundations, man. You taking names, taking identities, man. This is you, E. This ain't nobody else but you. And yeah, we slapping it in your face, man. You can't erase this out of the history books. You can't disannul it. Like what's that senator out there, not senator, the governor out there in Florida, DeSantis or something like that. He talking about we gotta erase slavery out of the history books. It's a disgrace. Yeah, it's a reproach to you. Scriptures say they that have ungodly let me see if I can find it real quick. It's in the Apocrypha. Yeah, so Thawadi Halba Shimei Shah, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. That's why these devils complain about their father's past. Well, it was not me, you know, it was my fathers. No, you are your forefathers because you benefit still off of your forefathers. You don't plan for reparations and give back the land. You don't, that's not in your heart to do so. So all your sorries, it was my forefathers. No, actions speak louder than words. How about you give back what was stolen from the tribes? But you can't pay that. You can't pay that back in printed money. You have to pay that with your blood, man. You know, you can't print money and give it to Jake and then everything is all settled. No, it don't work like that. Fake ass money. We don't want your fake ass money, man. We want your soul, man. And we will have your soul. Scriptures say in Revelation 13, he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. You know, that's you devils are in for a world of pain. See, in your world, we was living in the house of pain. Now you about to be in our world of pain. You know, like in that movie, what was it, 12 Years a Slave or Birth of a Nation? Was it not 12 years? One of the movies, 12 Years a Slave, one of the movies where You had one of the Jakes working in the slave field, and you had the son out there working too, and I believe the wife was working with him, but the owner came out, snatched the wife up, popped the wife. Owner come back out, pants hanging down, and and he that the pops is the I believe the son told dad like, Dad, why you gonna let him do that or let him take mama like that or something like that? He said this is their world, we just living in it. You know, our people were done things against their own will. And these devils got to pay. This is Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? Because we still in captivity, man. We're still subject to payments. Ain't nothing changed for both of you tribes, Judah, Southern Kingdom, all right? You so-called Negroes, Haitians, and Jamaicans. And the rest of you, Northern Kingdom, represent Jerusalem. You still in captivity. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, yo. You parted the Most High's people and you parted the Most High, our land. Motherfucker, this land is your... No, this ain't your goddamn land. The land of Israel ain't your land, and the land of America is not your land. You know? This ain't your land. And that's why the Lord has you nations being prepared in the valley of Jehoshaphat to destroy you all, man. You hear this, you think you about to have your own plot, 1%ers and elite banking family think they gonna flee under the rocks and hide from the lamb. Nah, your ass is through when Yahweh Shai comes. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. And they have cast lots for my people, right? They how do they cast lots? Put them on auction blocks, you know. Sold them for $830. This woman got sold for $833. And that was a pricey servant. Some jakes were sold lesser than that, you know, and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink, right? Even trading. They didn't have money. They what is it called? A bargaining system. They would trade souls of men for give me that amount of wine, give me that give me some agriculture such as herds or sheep or whatever it may have been, you know. Yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon and all the coast of Palestine? Talk about you Africans and you Arabs. Cause you had part in this too, in the Sanhedrin slave trade. You Africans snatched us up from our dwellings when we were dwelling amongst you. Right? And you Arabs, right? You snatched us up. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? And that's what the Lord is doing now. Because these nations thought that their conglomerates of coming against Israel would not be seen by the Most High. No, the Most High see you devils. He see your ass, man. Ain't nothing here from the Most High's eyes. Eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men. It says, because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. You see, who are the Grecians? You so-called white people. Edom, Esau, you are the Grecians. Okay? We were sold unto your hands. Okay? Behold, I will raise them up out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians and to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. See what you did to us. You thought that you would get away with it and it wouldn't happen to you. Nah, man. The Most High is just. See, your recompense is about to come upon your own head. You're about to be put on auction blocks. You're about to be put on slave ships. But it's going to be double for your ass, E. We're not going to be putting we're not going to do our slavery like how you did us. Your slavery was hella wicked, man. Here it is, Jake eyeball fall out his eye. You got to let that man go. You know? Here it is, you got a servant. You beat the shit out of him. Eyeball fall out. You know, you gotta let that man go. But here, you didn't. You fucking take both of his eyes out. You damn demon. You know? You didn't even do slavery right. Fucking demon, man. Let's get Deuteronomy. I have a hard time pronouncing that word at times. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Egypt is another way of saying bondage. Okay, double straits, double trouble, right? And when you read in the history of the scriptures, is the Israelites didn't go back into Egypt on ships. They didn't need to. They just have to walk into Egypt. Why do they have to go into Egypt on ships, right? And we didn't see we have not seen that land since we left it. Okay, since the northern tribes came over here. All right, since we were taken into captivity, the tribes have not been back to that land. Okay, since we fled Roman persecution, we ain't seen that land, man. Yeah, we went back to it. The nations let us build it back up, but once the Vespasian came down, Titus and all them, it was a wrap after that. You know, you still had Jake's ruling and certain here and certain there, but as a whole, we were through. We were all scattered. You know, and we were sold unto our enemies. Because this Egypt is referring to modern day Babylon the Great today. Okay, because we were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man has bought us to this day. You know, when you look at this word buy, Lord willing, I can get the definition in on the trip. It comes from the Hebrew word quanah, to get, equate, create, buy, possess, to get, acquire, obtain, of the Most High, originating, creating, redeeming his people. Possessor. That's the point right there. Of the Most High, originating, creating, redeeming his people. Okay? When did this happen? You know, this has not happened yet. We are still in captivity to this day. No man has bought us out. Look at all these leaders. They're failed. You know, all these so-called great leaders, no man have not bought you out of your situation, saved you, brought you to your own land. Only Yahweh Shai is going to do that. You know, not of our own selves. Yahweh Shai has to come and do that. You see? Let's get Baruch, last scripture. Yahweh Shai is going to be the one to redeem us and bring us to our land, which we have not seen. But when we go back to that land, it's going to be refurbished after the fire. We're going to come back in our new bodies, and the whole earth is going to be glorified, man. In a prestige state. It's going to be a new heavens and a new earth. You know? It's going to be, man, brothers and sisters, this is what we patiently wait. This ain't the last one I'm in. No, I'm going to end it with Revelations 17:13, man. Baruch 4 and 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel, the Most High's monument. Okay, that's what Zion means. The Most High's remembrance. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. See, the Most High didn't sell us for us to be through. That's what's wrong with our people. They think that this is the end all be all. We just here. God don't care about us. Why we getting shot in the streets? No, you were sold here because we pissed the Most High off. Scripture say we moved the Most High to wrath, as we're gonna say. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto your enemies. See, the Most High was inflamed with Israel, to the point he said, you know, motherfucker, I'm gonna boot your ass out the land, okay? And I'm gonna sell you to a people that don't give a fuck about you, okay? And you ain't gonna understand what the fuck they saying, and they gonna do your ass in, okay? You gonna worship their gods. You ain't gonna remember me no more. The Lord fucked us up, man. Excuse my beautiful English. The Lord destroyed us, man. He put hell on us. For you provoke him that for you provoke him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. See, that's what our people were doing. They felt like they didn't need the Most High no more. They sacrificed to demons, other gods, committed spiritual fornication, man, against the Lord and his Son. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So the Most High is he would not chide for long. That's why we're being redeemed now. Because the times of the Gentiles is about to be, the affliction of Israel is about to be fulfilled, and you nations are about to, and it's about to be the beginning of your hell. See, our afflictions is about to be fulfilled. We have gone through the rough ways, the rough paths. Now the Lord is about to give us everlasting joy and hope. All this evil he put on us. Now we about to be flooded with grace and mercy and compassion and everlasting love. I can't wait. We can't wait. Because we've been downtrodden for so long. This is Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. If you got an ear to hear, you can understand. That's what John is saying. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Who led the tribes into captivity? Okay, you starting with you devils, you Edomites. You're the ones that led us into captivity. Africans had a partake in it. Arabs had a partake in it. You Chinese, you Japanese, you Japhites, Japhet, Elam, all you nations, according to Psalms 83, had a part in the taking of Israel, man. Okay? So you're gonna go into captivity. You killed us with the sword. You raped, robbed, and murdered us. All right, but broke us, called us by a different name, shamed us. Made us walk through the trail of all types of inhuman fucking crisis you did, man. It will be done to you, and how are you gonna fucking survive that, man? It's a sight to see, because damn, you put us in hot boxes, you burned us alive, and then take the body down, you piece of shit. Here is the patience and the faith of the saint. This is what we waiting for. This is because you did it to fucking us, man. So it's only right that we do it to your weird ass, man. Red ass, man. And you're going to be really red in that day. You're going to be really fucking red, you fucking devils, man. It's early in the morning. I'm going in on you devils, man. Fuck you devils, man. I hate you damn Edomites, man. The Lord is going to come back and chain you devils up, yo. You going to be sold for 800. You ain't even going to be sold for that much. You ain't even be no bargain. You ain't worth nothing but to be in the field. You ain't going to be touching on the mouth. You going to be doing the worst shit ever. Picking up oil. You going to be doing the worst. Like Jake now, they don't, the job, Jake is the main one doing these warehouse jobs that they don't want to do. I remember working at a job, a fucking dunghill job, just full of food, wasteful food. It's not even expired. Food is not even expired. You got to throw it over here. But the conditions were just terrible. So it's about to come to you devils, man. There ain't nothing changed about you devils. You devils are still the same. Call Allah Yahweh Shemi Al Shema Kakwadash. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until the next one, I say Shalom.